Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Manjeet and I am a DevOps engineer. Today we'll set up Spinnaker from scratch. I have seen a lot of videos over YouTube regarding Spinnaker, but what I'm feeling is a practical hands-on or might be a installation, a setup from the scratch is missing because of less documentation. So today we'll set up Spinnaker from scratch on a VM. So I have taken a Microsoft Azure as a cloud provider, and before we can start, Spinnaker is a tool which industry is widely adapting nowadays, and it's an important part of our continuous delivery. So if I can say continuous delivery, I have a couple of images which I have just googled, and you can see it's a deployment or a CI/CD pipeline without any manual intervention from dev to prod. But how continuous delivery is different from continuous deployment. In continuous delivery, we may have a manual intervention to before going into the production, or some kind of manual gates or some kind of manual approvals that is required before we can go or with the deployment in production. So Spinnaker is a very critical and crucial role playing as a part of our continuous delivery, which is providing a full reliable control on a top of a deployment. A canary or a blue-green doesn't matter, but Spinnaker is the tool. That's why industry is adapting nowadays. So I can quickly spin up a VM, Ubuntu in this case. It's a free subscription. I have just created on a Microsoft Azure. I'm using a resource group RG1. Virtual machine name would be Spinnaker. The region would be UK South, and I'll generate a new pair of keys and review and create. So I'm just creating a new blank VM. Yeah, go ahead and create it. Download the private key and resource. Yes. So it has been downloaded. Spinnaker_key.pem. That will use this key we will use for the SSH. Deployment is in progress. So we'll wait for a couple of seconds. Let the deployment VM creation would successfully complete. So this is my IP address. Azure VM is up and running fine, guys, and now I'm going to log into the Azure VM. IP address is this, Azure user, and using Spinnaker key. Successfully logged in. Become root. Okay, it has become root. So when I will going to initialize this Spinnaker from this VM, I'm going to install the Spinnaker on this VM. How Spinnaker is going to authenticate? I'm going to use and configure my application Spinnaker as an application in GitHub. So once I'll get logged into the Spinnaker, I'll use my GitHub credentials to log in. How I am going to do it? I'll just explain you in a bit, or as we are practically performing this. Let me just clone this repository and we'll install it first. Git clone. It has cloned. We'll go to Spinnaker data, scripts. These are all the scripts. Let me just do it this way. What we have in the first script: creating a Ubuntu user, making a part of Ubuntu, and adding a Ubuntu user in a group, and making an entry of Ubuntu user in etc sudoers file. So let's quickly execute this script. It has been executed. Sudo su ubuntu. clear. Now I'll again clone this repository so that when I'm going to execute the second script, it will not give me any permissions issues and all. So I'm going to clone this second time. Spinnaker cd Spinnaker data scripts, and we have all the scripts here. Okay, so what we are having in the script second, just creating a swap allocate -n 8 GB swap file chmod all. Executing second script, created. What we have in the third script, OpenJDK apt get update, updating the with the latest binaries, installing the Halyard, installing the Docker, and Minio S3. Why we need, as you are aware, we have in AWS S3 storage will be used as a object-based storage. What we have as an on-prem, Minio is another open source Apache license, and it has been widely used by many organizations. The organizations which are still working or having enterprise level at on-prem level, I would say at a VMware and all, they used Minio as a storage or as a object-based storage as on-prem, just to make a persistent volumes for the Dockerization. So in this case, we are going to spin a container as a Minio container for a object-based storage. So I'm going to execute this. Oh, sorry, the third one. Halyard is a main binary package, which is helping us to update, to install, to downgrade, and everything is a package management tool for the Spinnaker. Just like we have a package management tool for a Linux, I would say RP. So it's installing Halyard. Halyard have everything because it's by default. Yes, so enter. Configure Halyard to use the bash auto completion. Yes. Downloading the Docker, and now downloading the Minio latest Docker image from the Docker Hub. Yeah, it's completed. So our third step has been completed. What we have in a fourth one? Okay, so we need to pass a client ID and a secret ID in this case. From where we'll get it? We'll go to GitHub because we are going to authenticate Spinnaker with the GitHub, and go to settings, go to developer settings, applications, register a new application. When I'm going to register a new application, I'll use the URL this. What will be the IP address of my VM? Is this. Paste. I'm going to register it port 8084 with the login. This URL, I'll get a response back from the GitHub, and the Spinnaker will run on port 9000. Homepage URL, authentication callback URL, same one if you want to give any description. What will be the application name? In this case, just Spinnaker. Sorry, homepage URL and the authorization callback URL will be the same one. Register application and HTTP must be a valid URL. Register the application, and as a result, as an output, it will give you a client ID. this client ID we have to pass to the client ID variable, starting from C, ending from 5. How to get secrets? Generate a new client secret. Confirm the password. It will generate a new client secret for you. Get it from here and paste it here. What we are going to use? GitHub here. Remove Google and Azure. What will be my IP address? Copy from here. Paste. And that's it. Clear. Script number 4. Successfully enabled. It will take a second or two. Yeah, that's done. What we have in script number 5, deploying actual Spinnaker version 1.2 to 1.5. So clear, and we're going to execute script number 5. It will take a couple of minutes, guys, and I'll pause the video for a couple of seconds, and we'll be back once it will finish. It has been completed, guys. So if I can run now a top command, you can see a lot of other processes with the name of Spinnaker are now running. Standard load average is 8.37. It will exceed and it will go beyond 15. We'll wait a couple of more seconds. Let Spinnaker properly execute and to start. Side by side, I have to change some security rules in the networking. In NSG, network security group, Spinnaker NSG, because I have to enable two ports, 8084 and 9000, so that my VM can access my GitHub and I can go to inbound rules, add a rule. What will be the IP? My IP address, sorry, this is my IP address. I'll enable it. What will be the source IP address? Source port. Destination port is 8084. 8084. Add it. Another port. IP address. This is my IP address. Destination port is 9000. 9000. Add it. Go to the VM, quit. What's in our last script? As you can see, it automatically get install halyard.sh, get docker.sh from the internet, and it has executed successfully. Vim 6 for the restarting all the services, which is responsible altogether to execution of a proper Spinnaker application. Gate is a service which is actually responsible for the front-end authentication in Spinnaker. I'll just execute the script number 6. Done. The URL which we have configured, let's try to hit that URL with the IP address. HTTP, the IP address, and the port number is 9000. Yep, it's up and has successfully been integrated with the GitHub. It's asking for the permission as of now, and if I authorize it, it will be redirected to port number 9000, and you can see it's logged in with my username which I have here in a GitHub. So in this way you can configure Spinnaker with your GitLab enterprise or the people who are working in the organizations. There are a lot of other things you can integrate or authenticate Spinnaker with the LDAP. For that you need a more information and Spinnaker documentation. So you can go to the create application, create project, and anything you want to create. So this is the video about the installation and the setup of Spinnaker from the scratch. And please subscribe to my channel if you want detailed information and detailed integration of Spinnaker with the Jenkins, and after that we'll do deployments with Jenkins and Spinnaker on Kubernetes cluster in our upcoming videos. Thank you so much guys, and see you in my next video. Bye.